Welcome along to Bucks on Film as we enter the second month of the new season, and I've got a new analyst sitting alongside me this month, Matt Slack, the former Bucks team manager, and it'll soon become apparent why he's taken over from George Waldron. Matt, the Bucks going into the month with just one win and 2 defeats from their first 3 games, not really the sort of start they'd expect.
No, expectations are very high amongst the team and amongst the supporters. I think with the additions that have come in over the summer, Steve Merrifield, Joe Belker and Rhys Horton, the players will finally start to gel and the team will come together. But of course they've had a new coach under Greg Gurr, changes have occurred, and once the team do start gelling and getting to know each other, then the expectations will finally be met.
The first game of the month then, Worthing at Moorways on October the 1st, and Derby anxious for revenge after the Bears beat them in the playoff semi-finals at Wembley at the end of April. Jason Seaman wins the tip-off, the Bucks also going with Andy Gardner, Joe Belker and the 2 guards Mike Landell and Tim Lascelles. Worthing without Mike Spade, he's out injured as Colin Irish goes to the hoop, gets the first points of the night. Also on their team, Herman Hareed, Alan Prescott promoted to the starting 5, Cleve Lewis and their new signing from Crystal Palace, Derek Johnson. And that's Alan Prescott with the first foul on Mike Landell, who'll go to the line for 2 free shots. Already though, Matt, we've seen just how dangerous Colin Irish can be.
That's right, Colin's always a good player. He's very consistent, he's got a superb awareness around him. He knows exactly where his colleagues are on the court. Again, he's one of these players that has one of these visions. He can pass the ball through a crowded keyway and still get the ball to his teammates. Great player.
Mark Landell levels it up, 2 each. This is Derek Johnson. Played at Crystal Palace last year against the Bucks in the National Cup. Tim Lascelles comes inside to Joe Belker, makes it. Typical Belker shot, he doesn't always look comfortable, but certainly accurate from that range.
Belker's a player that's getting better every match. His confidence is getting higher. He's given an awareness about him with his teammates, and the crowd are picking up on him. Good player.
Lewis inside, no good. Seaman rebounds. Quick outlet pass. Andy Gardner can't make the 3. Excellent rebound by Irish. Goes through. That knee is up there. It could be rather dangerous, that, but doesn't make contact. Good 2 points.
Colin Irish again is going to be a key member of the team. I think the Derby defence need to lock him up. Again, another shot missed there from Landell. Worthing on the fast break. Referee Howard Cleaton blows for a travel. Good call.
Landell out to Tim Lascelles, makes it. Bucks ahead 7-4, and the first 3 of the night from Tim Lascelles.
Tim's been lacking a bit of consistency lately with his shot, but of all the years he's been with Derby, he's renowned for his 3-point shot. The opposition are fully aware of it. Oh, good pass inside there. But the Derby defence quick on the ball, and Lascelles picking up the foul.
Excellent pass there. Irish just knew instinctively where his teammate would be. And it's Herman Hareed on the free throw line.
Interesting to see they put no lineup in there. The Worthing team obviously have complete faith in Hareed being on the line. The only men on there are Derby.
Justified, he makes both of them. 7-6.
Lascelles again is getting locked up as soon as he gets into that keyway. They're picking up on him, but they're letting him stray outside on the keyway as Landell drives to the hoop, gets the ball knocked from his hands, and the referee calls it off his knee for a Worthing sideline.
Derby got to be looking to people like Landell and Lascelles to do that, though. They are renowned three-point shooters, but they must also keep the other options and come inside.
That's right, they've got a great outside game now, as Jason takes a bit of a knock on the way through there. Looks as though he's just got an elbow in the ribs or somewhere around that region. He's soon up and away. Yeah, the outside threat is something that Derby have got now with McKinney, Landell. A big three goes up there from Worthing.
Irish.
That man Irish again, so consistent. And you'd recognise his shot anywhere. As Lascelles gives an immediate reply. Shows what he's worth, that outside shot. Superb play.
10-9 to the Bucks. Johnson, Hareed. Now Derby will not want to let Hareed get the ball at the top of the keyway because he's one of the most dangerous players in the country from that position.
A bad shot there.
Banker from Irish, no good at all. But Belker can't connect.
Belker should be finishing those off. He should be going to the hoop. If that had been Jason, he'd have gone straight to the hoop with that one pulled up. But a little bit more experience and a little bit more composure, he would have taken that straight away to the hole.
Jason Seaman turnaround jump shot, no good at all. But there's Alan Prescott missing from very close in, very unlike Worthing that. The youngster promoted to the starting five, perhaps a little bit nervous in the intimidating atmosphere of Moorways.
Certainly is intimidating. A good crowd in here tonight, but Worthing will be used to crowd noise. I think they've got one of the best crowds in the country.
Nice shot there. Another three. Well, Jason Seaman wanted the foul as the Worthing defender got a piece of his shot, but in the end, back to Lascelles, knocks it down. 13-9, and Lascelles with 3 3-pointers. So there's Johnson. Perhaps he might have travelled there, but he gets away with it. Bucks by 2.
Lascelles again. Unlucky this time, but that threat's there. The Worthing team seem to be leaving the outside shot for people like Landell and Lascelles. They need to start hitting those consistently. But clearly their defence isn't picking up on Derby's outside threat, something that I'm sure they must be aware of from Wembley of last year.
And they're certainly missing Mike Spade because he gives them a very intimidating threat inside, the big 6'11" man. Here's Landell. Belker going through, and it's Irish who takes the charge, and the crowd not very happy with that.
It was one of those 50-50 calls. It was a very good, strong drive, something that we need to see a little bit more of from the Derby forwards, but unlucky to get the foul called.
Alan Cunningham in the action. He's had to come out of retirement because of Spade's injury. He said that Wembley would be his swan song last year, but forced back onto the court. There's Hareed. Extra long arm, snakes out and gets the finger roll, makes it 13 all.
It's interesting to see there. Good defence from Derby, took them down to 4 seconds on the shot clock. Another 4 seconds pressure, and Derby would have got the ball back on a turnover. A good defence.
Turnover at the other end, though. That's not what Derby want. They can't afford to give the ball away with sloppy passes. Need to keep their offence moving all the time.
Rare turnover from Irish.
Reece Horton on there in the centre of the Bucks defence. The Bucks in a zone.
There's that outside shot again. They're leaving them wide open.
This time it's Andy Gardner with a 3. Well, that's 16 points to the Bucks, and 4 of them 3-pointers.
I think every time that Derby and Worthing have played each other since Worthing came up about 4 years ago, there's been that many 3-pointers scored between the two teams. It's been quite unbelievable, but the two teams always match up so well. Every game's been entertaining that they've played between each other. As Gardner finds the gap and drives through for another 2 points.
Slashing to the hoop there, Andy Gardner. Bucks ahead by 5. This is really a good start, Matt, for the Bucks.
Certainly is. It's a good defensively and offence. The offence is very good as well. Again, Derby force Worthing into another forced turnover and get the ball back on the end line. But it's a good start, very good start, both on defence and offence, executing very well.
Joe Belker trying to tip in Andy Gardner's shot, which rimmed out. Certainly a better start than at Wembley, and the Bucks were a long way behind before they even got on the scoreboard. But here, they're 5 ahead as this first quarter winds down.
A good zone breaking pass there. The zone just didn't see the man on the weak side, and it came straight through to him.
A little bit slow to react there, wouldn't you say, then, that defence?
That's right. I think a little bit tired. It's been a fast-running, furious game. A little bit tired, but again, that outside shot, Andy Gardner, the goose is on fire.
21-15, the Bucks now ahead. The 5th three-pointer to the Bucks in this first quarter. And Hareed in that position, he can either go to the hoop or he can take the shot. He took the shot that time and it went down. Belkers didn't know.
Irish, another turnover. Went to release the ball in the air, but his feet hit the floor again before he managed to get the shot away. Worthing's turnovers must be incredibly high now. But again, good defence by Derby. The pressure in the Worthing team around that keyway, not letting them have any outside shots. Very good.
Jason Seaman no good. And it's the quick break. Irish going through, and he's missed it. Very unlike Colin Irish.
I've put a week's wages on that one, Steve. Not very often Irish misses from there.
Certainly not. Reece Horton doing well to keep it alive, but Derek Johnson comes away with the rebound. Quick break, the shot's no good, but there's Cunningham knocking it down for his first points of the night. Just 2 points in it now. Reece Horton in the low post. Good defence by Hareed, but the pass inside and Seaman scores.
Combination working well there. Reece clearly couldn't get his shot away. Passed it inside. And Jason, that little bit more experience, knew exactly what he needed to do. A good 2 points.
So Cunningham to Lewis. Worthing in no hurry to take the shot. There's Johnson, nails the 3, reduces the gap to just 1 point. Derby can't get another shot away before the buzzer, but 23-22 the Bucks lead. They'll be satisfied with that quarter, Matt.
They certainly will. Good start to the game. The Bucks now gain possession from the halfway line on the second quarter, but very good start. Both we said before on offence and defence, very consistent. Good game.
Landell into Horton, the turnaround jumper. Looks as though somebody got a piece of it, but there's Jason with the rebound.
Jason's getting himself a bit of a reputation for being a garbage player, picking up the loose balls when they're around the basket, sometimes with spectacular results, as we've seen him cram a few massive slam dunks from under that basket, but that one's quite an easy tap in for him. But another good player that's getting a reputation for scoring quite high quality baskets and also working hard under there.
Well, Hareed was blocked out then, but the ball running kindly for Worthing. In the end it was Cunningham who put it in. And that's a fine pass from Seaman, but it's knocked away by Hareed. The block on Reece Horton's shot. And this time Irish gets it in. And Worthing take the lead by 1 point, 26-25. Seaman, though, seems to have developed a better range on his shot this year. And the block as Irish was going through. Tremendous play at both ends by Seaman.
The game at the moment is like watching a tennis match. The ball's going from end to end so quickly. I don't think either team is setting offences at the moment, but a very entertaining game.
Ian McKinney on for the Bucks.
Again, Ian, another outside threat. This is the kind of game that he'd love to play in. They're giving him the room out there to shoot the ball, which we all know he can do very well from the results of last year. Handled himself very well when he was put in at the deep end. Again, another 2 points on the board there for the Bucks.
Joe Belker, the inside threat there. Cunningham trying to go baseline, and it's the foul on Jason. Catching him with his thigh.
See, the defence is working hard. The Derby defence, I think tonight's probably one of the best defensive performances they've played in a long time. That's another board for Jason.
And so important at that defensive end, because Worthing quite a big side.
They're clearly missing their main centre man that's injured tonight, Spade. But I think 2 or 3 of the other players are picking themselves up. I mean, Cunningham said he'd never play again, that he'd retired. Again, we see him on the ball now. Another shot missed by them and another turnover. But, you know, with someone like Alan Cunningham on the court, he can do anything at any time. He's one of those players that can turn the game with a single move.
What a great pass that was. The combination of Irish and Hareed. Irish simply knew where Hareed was. The American took his time, waited for the defenders to commit themselves, and got the easy 2 points.
It's that all-round perpetual vision again. He just knows exactly where everybody is. A great player. He knows exactly where his teammates are going to be on the break. And Gardner fouled there going to the hoop. That should put him on the line for another 2 shots.
Excellent free throw shooter, Andy Gardner. Makes them both. And takes a break. Steve Merrifield coming into the action. Merrifield probably going into the small forward position, but a different type of player from Andy Gardner.
Merrifield offers a different kind of threat. It's an all-round threat. He could the player that takes the ball inside, or as we know, he's got such a deadly shot. When he gets that shooting arm going, he can hit the ball from all angles. Again, it gives another dimension to the Derby game, both inside and around that perimeter.
An Irish three-pointer on the last play. Johnson tries from distance again, doesn't make it. McKinney, Steve Merrifield, knocks it down. His foot was on the line though, it's only a 2. But puts the Bucks back in the lead, 33-31.
Start for Merrifield there, it's exactly what we need to get his confidence going. Again, that outside shot, which is all important in this game. He's got again. Irish, good defence there, picking Irish up. The ball swung immediately to the other side for another option. And another turnover.
But Worthing making space for themselves. They pass the ball around quickly. They move before the defender can get into position. If they were making more of the shots, they could well be into the lead here. But there's another garbage rebound for Jason Seaman.
Interesting to see Andy Mayer shooting that 3 there. Again, this is his kind of game. They're leaving him wide open. If Andy can get that shooting arm going, then it will be well away. With all the outside guards now shooting from the 3-point range. Again, Mayer on another break. Passes the ball off to Belker. Oh, unlucky there.
Cunningham, the quick outlet pass to Derek Johnson. Misses, and so does Hareed with the follow-up. Very unusual that. But the Bears get the ball back again. And eventually that one drops in. Hareed credited with that one.
One thing you can be guaranteed of when you're playing Worthing is it's always going to be a battle under the boards. Jason Seaman will be loving this under there. The rebounds are there for the taking. Colin Irish will be knocking people around inside the key. Again, Joe Belker, another nice 2 points there. This is a game for him to get used to the English style. The referees seem to be letting the physical game go inside the keyway, which, again, the big men, as long as the referees are consistent, they love this kind of game.
The crowd loving it as well. Derby up by 4.
Hard work on defence there.
Good boxing out as well. But that looks like a travel. Yes, indeed. Joe Belker taking one step too many. Trying to go through for that slam.
Again, look at the defence. Everybody's moving across, helping each other. Communication's superb. And another rebound there. Belker bringing the ball away. Waiting for the guards to come and settle it. McKinney now. Calling the play, moving everybody around, setting it exactly as he wants. Taking some of the time off the clock. Players need a breather. It's been such a fast and furious game so far. Mayer with another 3. Tipped off. Ball loose. Nice tip in there. Jason again. I think he got his fingers to it last of all. Another nice rebound and tip in from him.
Derby's biggest lead of the game so far. It's 39-33.
Crowd are getting into it again. Plenty of noise. And Mayer with a foul there. Acknowledging to the referee that he called him on the way through. Bookie's enjoying himself.
And why not? Interesting that Derby seem to be playing in a zone far more than Worthing. Worthing normally play that type of game, but they're playing more of a strict man-to-man game tonight.
The man-to-man's clearly not working that well because they're still letting Derby. There we go again, another outside shot. They're kind of playing a sacked man-to-man. I don't think Cunningham will be at all happy with the way that they're playing the defence. The zone, of course, is a problem for them because Derby's got so many good outside shooters. Man-to-man is probably the best way of playing against the Bucks on a night like tonight. But clearly Cunningham won't be happy with the way that they're playing defensively.
Quick break there, but it's slowed down. Joe Belker couldn't get his hands on it immediately. Derby turned the ball over. Here goes Johnson, and that's a foul by Steve Merrifield. Ball comes in, it looks as though Huig got a bit of a knock there. Interesting so far, Matt, that not many teams have worked out a play designed to score when they get the end line possession.
No, I think I put a lot of it down to the coaches. The coaches have had plenty of warning of the fact that the rules were changing, but basically haven't built plays into the pre-season coaching. Something that should be happening like it does in the NBA. There should be certain sideline plays and go-to plays for people like Lascelles, that we see another 3 drop in there for Lascelles. But plays should be set up for people like Mayer and Lascelles so that they can come off a screen and just pop that 3-pointer up from a wide open position.
42-37. Bucks in the lead as this second quarter winds down. And it's a big one from Colin Irish. Well, that was nearly worth 4 points from that distance. Nothing but net.
Irish again is a player that can get his own team going. He's a motivator as well as a good player. He gets his colleagues going as well. That ball bouncing 3 times before it came back down from Mike Landell. Irish again, wide open. Luckily for Derby this time it bears off to the left-hand side of the basket, but Worthing retain possession.
They'll try and hold possession for a while before they take the last shot of the first half.
Derby will certainly be ready for this break. It's been fast and furious, a good 10 minutes break. Get some liquid inside them and get ready for the second half.
Now that'll be a jump ball, the ball stuck. And there's the last shot on the buzzer, it's no good, but an excellent first half for the Bucks. It's half time, the Moor Windows Derby Bucks 42, Worthing Bears 40. So here we go for the second half. Jason Seaman and Andy Gardner both with 10 points, but Tim Lascelles leading the way in the first half with 12. Joe Belker on the inside picks up the foul.
Nice to see Mike Landell playing so fast and furious again after his serious injury that he picked up just over a year ago. I think he's made a very good recovery. We all knew it would take time, but the Bucks are now certainly seeing the benefit of a superb player that was represented his country at the England team when he picked up his injury. It's nice to see him back.
Joe missing the second one, but Jason gets hold of it. Trying to go to the hoop, the ball's knocked away. Obviously, Herman Hareed and Irish, the two main threats for the Bears in the first half. Irish on 15 points, Hareed on 12. As Hareed goes through again. Brilliant play. Such a strong player, and no matter who's on him defensively, they've always got a tough job on their hands. Andy Gardner missing the three, but Jason picks up the rebound. Down it goes.
Jason again playing under there and picking up all the garbage. The opposition just don't know how to play him. He's one of those players that is so quick. It can be at the top of the key 1 second, and the next minute he's got the ball and he's jammed it through your basket. Good strong player.
Despite Worthing boxing out, he can still get past the defenders. Landell inside, there's Seaman. The shot's no good, this time it's picked up by Belker. Can't execute though. Lewis. Doing a fine defensive job there.
Again, Belker just needs a little pat on the back and a little bit of encouragement. His head's going down a little bit. He's not had the run of the ball on the last couple of shots, and I think his teammates need to pump him up. But saying had a good rebound there from him, an outlet pass to Landell. Nice pass through traffic, but just picked off. It was unfortunate there.
Irish looked very, almost like a rugby handoff there before he got the ball through to Hareed, who scored. Very crafty player though, as well as a great player, Irish.
You don't see about Irish a lot of the time when you're in the crowd is the fact he's also a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a dirty player, but he knows all the tricks of the book. He knows how to move his opposition out of the way. Another nice 2 points there for Derby. He moves his opposition out of the way, but also seems to get away with it with the referees. He prides himself as being the player that everybody loves to hate, and his answer to that is, but you'd love me if I played for you.
I think a lot of the crowd would love it if he played for Derby, certainly. As the Bucks get hold of that one. Good quick pass from Belker. Landell can't find Seaman, but Bucks keeping it alive.
Good recovery there. Fighting for all the loose balls. And again, Derby retain possession.
Belker shot checked by Hareed. Here he goes.
Nice play there. It's a good execution to a fast break offense, something that the crowd loves to see. Unfortunately, it's for the wrong team tonight.
But you can still admire it. At the other end, Jason going through. Didn't see who the foul was on, but it's going to be shots for Jason. He gets the drop.
It's very quiet in here at the moment.
First time Jason's been to the line in this game.
Unlucky there, just hit the front of the ring.
Duncan Ruckledge, who played at Coventry last year. He won't go for Irish. Jason did a huge rebound.
Ruckledge was one of those players at Coventry last year that was one of the main players, but I think he's going to find it a little longer to adapt to the style that the Budweiser team's playing. But I'm sure that towards the middle and end of the season you'll see a good player there with Duncan Ruckledge.
Worthing beginning to block several of Derby's shots as they try to go all the way to the hoop. Hareed trying to go under Gardner there. Gets the foul call.
Again, Derby's defence is picking up. They're letting them take the outside shots because apart from Irish, there's nobody really hitting the outside shot. If you can keep your hands on Irish, perhaps even play a box and one on him and let the rest shoot from the outside, just like that. Mike Landell, another three-pointer. Deadly accuracy.
Down the other end though, Cleve Lewis knocks one in. Well, we've not seen much of him so far, but
spoke too soon.
He's pulled it back. It's 51-49 for the Bucks.
The Goose coming alive again. Just inside the three-point line this time. Andy Gardner, the threat that we saw last year is such a good all-round player. And we're just beginning to really see tonight the benefit of Andy Gardner in this team. It's taken a while for the players to adjust with 3 or 4 new faces in there.
That was a poor shot by Irish, unless someone got a piece of it. But it looks as though the pace of this game has slowed noticeably in the second half. Tim Lascelles going for 3, in and out. All over the place, another block shot. And there's Rookledge. And banks it. Scores his first point of the night for the Bears.
Derby are definitely slowing it down now. You can see Landell setting the offence. The thing to do now is make Worthing work, tire them defensively, but also take some good shots.
They were working there because that's another block from Hareed.
Merrifield there at the top of the key. Good to see such a strong player at the top of the key. If you get that breakaway, you've got someone of Merrifield's calibre that can lead the breakaway. And you've also got players like Mike Landell that can get up there quick to make the layup.
And the Bucks with the sort of team on the floor who can play a 3-2 zone with the 3 men at the top.
Ooh.
Cunningham that time, checking Belker.
It certainly turned on the style defensively. I think Cunningham must have said something at half-time. They were very sloppy in the first half, but beginning of the second half, they've had their arms everywhere. Again, Irish there.
He wants the unsportsmanlike foul, but doesn't get it. But, Andy Gardner rather unfortunate there, lost his feet. A little bit slippery on that court.
Duncan Rookledge into Cunningham. Belker gets some nice hands on that. Again, fighting for the ball. He does well, deservedly, to get the ball back.
A quicker break than we've been used to seeing, but Irish's arm all the way along Tim Lascelles' shot. That's a bad pass cross court. Picked off. Rookledge going to the hoop, misses, but is fouled. So a chance for him to make his mark in the Budweiser lead. Going to the line to shoot 2.
It's an interesting move for Rookledge. I wonder actually why he's gone down to Worthing, whether he's at university or moved back down there from Coventry. But he'll be missed by Coventry. It's another loss for them of an outside threat. And Derby know all about that from encounters with them last year.
McKinney, Lascelles, Seaman. Is that another block? Maybe it was, but the fortunate thing, as far as Derby are concerned, so many of these shots have been blocked, they've got the ball back afterwards. And there's Ian McKinney with a 3-pointer. That's a 6-point lead again for the Bucks, 59-53.
Ian's been quiet tonight. It's nice to see him dropping a few points. But until now, it's been fairly quiet. And again, Derby pick up the defence, working hard. Goose getting out there just to put him off on that shot. Again, that man Irish picks the ball up. Rookledge inside. Goose again. Was all over the place. Great defence.
And again, big rejection. Then he gets his hand on it. But Derby must like playing defence. They're doing a lot of it at the moment.
They certainly are. This is a new dimension to the game. They're playing really tough compared with the games that we've seen of previous. But referee Jones spotted something under the keyway.
Foul on Hareed.
The crowd are discussing it. I think there's several views there as to what the call should have been.
Whatever, it's Worthing still with the ball. Lewis trying to drive through. We've not seen him do that very often tonight. And in the end, Worthing turning the ball over. A couple of minutes left in the third quarter.
It'll be interesting to see how many turnovers there are at the end of this game. I think between the two teams there'll be somewhere in the region of 40 turnovers.
Shot from the outside, no good. Here's Lewis. Cunningham, it won't drop for him this time as Seaman comes up with a huge rebound. But didn't notice Cunningham chasing back after him. And that's a superb piece of work by the old man Cunningham. And Hareed gets on the inside and nobody can stop that one.
That's a nice finish. The Derby players will know that'll fire the Derby players up. The guards were under there when that dunk went off. They'll now come back, try and work the ball around. McKinney again setting up the offence. McKinney's becoming to be a great leader for the Bucks. He knows exactly where his teammates should be. And Goose unlucky with that three-pointer. Irish again with a dinky pass. Finishes
Going all the way. Super job, Colin Irish. The deficit just 2 points now. As we're right at the end of the third quarter. Tim Lascelles for three. No good. And there's the buzzer. The Bucks 59, Worthing Bears 57.
It's interesting to see there, Steve, that there's not all that many fouls actually being called. The play's happening fast and furious. The referees are doing a good job of letting the play go on. And I think the players will appreciate that, and the crowd certainly do. But not many fouls at all. 6 in that 10-minute spell.
We certainly don't want the crowd coming in to pay to hear the referee's whistle all night, but these two have done a pretty good job so far. So too Colin Irish levels the scores at the start of the fourth quarter. Merrifield shot no good. Cunningham with the rebound. Cunningham spending a lot of time on the court for a man of his age.
He'll be sore in the morning. He'll be tired. He keeps saying that last year, another two there from Irish, he kept saying last year that every morning after a match he woke up and could hardly move his knees. I think he'll be waking up after this match. And I think he'll be staying in bed for a little bit longer in the morning.
Colin Irish up to 21 points as Andy Gardner launches another one. Wow, what a swish that was. Bucks by one. Cunningham gets the drop again. Rather unorthodox shot there, the way he splayed his legs as he went in, but they all count.
Going back to Gardner, he gives such a different dimension to the Derby team. He could play in 3 or 4 different roles. Such a good rebounder, shooter, and also an excellent passer of the ball.
Brilliant work though by Belker. He's got Cunningham all over him, but he's still managed to find the hoop.
Tough defence again. Derby picked the defence up. Irish though tries to get the foul.
Oh, that's a bad pass from Seaman. Well, initially the air ball from Irish. He certainly wasn't concentrating on the shot, trying to get the foul, but he must have been rather surprised to get that one back from the turnover by Jason Seaman. Ball inside from Gardner. Belker. Ooh, tremendous play.
Baby hook shot there from Belker. He deserved that. He's been working hard inside that keyway. He's getting knocked around by the likes of that man Cunningham, Hareed, and Irish as well.
And certainly Belker performing consistently well now as the Bucks take a 67-65 lead. Here's the chance for a fast break for the Bucks. Worthing back on D. Here they go up the other end. It's still fairly fast and furious.
Good recovery there. Goose could see where the ball was going. He did well to get to it. Just unfortunate that he had to hit the floor and go out of court with it. Derby've stuck with this 5 now for quite a while. Not brought anybody new in. I think there's quite an even balance of players out there. Goose is looking a little bit tired though. I think he could do with a bit of a break. But again, this year they've got quite a good depth on the bench.
Seaman trying to go all the way through. He's prevented from doing so, but he'll get 2 free shots. And Banks, the second one, often tends to do that with his second free throw. I don't know if it's a lack of confidence or what, but it certainly gets results. Bucks by 4.
Look at that battle there. Seaman's playing some tough defence in there with Cunningham and Hareed.
Belker, brilliant rebound. Held on to it well. Andy Gardner, the 3 won't go then. There's Hareed boxing out well, preventing the Derby players coming in and getting a better position. That's a charge. Andy Gardner stood his ground, picks up the foul. Excellent defensive play.
The crowd enjoyed that one. I think the crowd are coming alive again now. It's been a little bit quiet at the beginning of the second half. And now we're coming to the latter stages of the game. I think the crowd are coming back to life, getting behind the Bucks. Nice garbage dunk there from Jason.
But he's been called for a technical for hanging on the ring. Well, the referee's been told to really clamp down on that this year. So, technical on Jason as well as the points. Rhys Horton back in. Good pass to Ian McKinney. And Jason Seaman this time gets the 2 points, and Alan Cunningham called for a push. He wants a timeout to talk it over. Just over 6 minutes to go in this very exciting game. It's the Bucks 73, Worthing 66.
Coaches will be now pumping the Derby team up, telling them just to keep doing exactly what they've been doing over the past 5 or 6 minutes. You can hear the crowd getting into it, and that's like a 6th player to the Derby team.
Jason for this bonus then. 3-point play for Jason Seaman. And the Bucks lead by 8.
Cunningham's still not happy. Giving referee Jones a bit of lip there to why he was called for that push. Protecting his innocence all the way through, but the video shows it all.
Here's Lewis. Irish dishes off this time to Cunningham. Well, that's the best way to strike back. Cunningham with the 2 points, the defence double teaming Irish, and Cunningham free for the easy 2 points.
Reece getting bumped around a bit there inside the key by Irish.
Steve Merrifield's shot no good, but it's the offensive rebound from Joe Belker. Misses that time, and Cunningham with the rebound.
Belker unlucky there. He got a big rebound and deserved to get the points. Just a little bit unlucky on his shot.
Lewis finds Johnson free. And is that going in? Eventually. Well,
Very often we see that on these rings at Moorways.
They all count. And the main thing is the deficit now is just 3. 74-71, the Bucks lead.
Merrifield. I don't think Merrifield really saw how much time he actually had then.
Perhaps his confidence isn't as high as it was last year with Oldham, so he passed up the opportunity of that shot. Goose misses, but there's Rhys Horton. Tremendous job inside.
That'll fire Rhys up. Young player, first season with Derby. Belka gets the team to a huddle just to discuss a few things, work out what they're going to be doing next, but superb play by Horton.
Big, strong boy. He'll be relishing this type of game, battling against the likes of Irish, Cunningham and Hareed. And he makes the bonus. 3-point play for Rhys Horton. The lead is up to 6 again.
It's got to be said again, congratulations to the referees for letting this go on. It's making it extremely entertaining. If all referees were just consistent with the big men, then basketball would be an exciting game to watch all the way round with all games.
And that's a foul on Irish. It's called on Andy Gardner. And just look at the crowd stamping and making a lot of noise there, trying to put Irish off. Even the camera's shaking. The crowd putting as much into it as the players at the moment. But Irish makes both of them.
Irish is cool.
Leads down to
used
4.
to the noise. He's, again, same as we said, he loves the crowd to be against him. It fires him on, similar to a lot of other sportsmen. The more that the crowd boo him and jeer him, the more it fires him up.
Mike Landell shot no good. Lewis with the rebound. Not particularly quick outlet pass. There's Johnson going inside, and that's a foul by Rhys Horton. Johnson on the line for 2. Second one no good, so Derby leading by 3. With some 4 minutes to go. Mandel doing well to take that pressure from Johnson. Tim Lascelles hits the 3.
He's been quiet this second half. I think his confidence is coming back into it. A lovely break here. One to the other and back again. Unfortunately, the Bucks just couldn't finish it.
Perhaps they were trying to be a little bit too showy there. They ought to have concentrated on getting the points. But there's Jason Seaman with another rebound. Joe Belka, the quick shot, no good. And the foul called on Jason Seaman. Derek Johnson going down the other end. Bucks in the team penalty. Greg Durr shouting new orders from the sidelines. And that's the second. So the Bucks lead 80-75. Still anybody's game.
Again, Landau with a one-man battle to get the ball up the court. Pulls up, nice bank shot there. Nice 2 points from Mike Landau.
He's really fired up as well.
They're putting the pressure on Mike now. They're putting the pressure on the point guard all the time. Just trying to force them into turnovers. A nice rebound by Gardner, but the referee spotted something in there.
Looks as though he called it on Goose for the push before he got that rebound. And Irish going to the line. The lead's down to 5. And that's a very unnecessary turnover. Joe Belka with his feet over the line, so Derby giving the ball away.
Oh.
But Jason Seaman, superb block.
Just when they needed it. Nice break now.
And Joe making sure that time, didn't want to foul things up as he did in the first half when he went through for that dunk and travelled. 84-77. And Steve Merrifield back into the action as Colin Irish is fouled. The crowd don't like that, just as they didn't like the previous foul on Andy Gardner. That was his 5th. So he's out of the action now.
The crowd showing with their hands and feet exactly what they thought of that call. Stomping the feet. Big roar when that one goes astray.
Well, whether it's the pressure that the crowd are putting on Colin Irish, or if he's getting a bit tired, he's played a lot of this game. And
I think it's Bucky myself. You can see Bucky behind that basket waving at him.
84-78.
It's got to be off-putting when someone's waving a towel at you just straight in your line of vision to the basket. But a good job by the crowd.
Good job he doesn't play in the NBA then. They wave all sorts of things at you, the crowd sitting behind the basket. Jason Seaman, though, to the line to shoot 2. 2 very important free throws. Even the crowd feeling the tension. Jason makes them both. An 8-point Bucks lead.
2:11 on the clock.
Lewis' shot no good. Irish can't hold it. Belker grabs it. This time the outlet pass in the safe hands of Mike Landell.
Ooh, that would have been a superb pass. Lovely pass there. Merrifield unlucky not to take possession of the ball, and would have been a certain 2 points there. Just a bit too quick.
Perhaps he took his eye off the ball as he was looking from the defenders around him. But there's Seaman. Yet another defensive board. He's taken so many tonight, but unfortunately losing that one. The crowd thought he was pushed. It's not given. Lewis's 3-point attempt no good. Cunningham rebounds. Lewis again, still no good.
I've never seen Lewis place a pad from the outside as he has tonight. Clearly the Derby defence has been very off-putting for him. The pressure that was on there in the first half has clearly got to him in the second half. He's just completely lost his shot.
The sole shot no good. Well, it's probably a sign of the tension that both teams missing opportunities at the moment. But there's Irish. That characteristic shot gets into the keyway, brings the knee up, fortunately doesn't make contact, and pulls the score back to 86-80. Nice play, Tim Lascelles.
Good block there, but Merrifield gets the ball back, puts it up again. But once more, Worthing get possession off the rebound.
Worthing getting a little bit desperate now, trying shots from all sorts of ranges. Jason Seaman no good, and there's that man Hareed. We've not seen him for a couple of minutes, but he came up big that time.
It's getting a bit scrappy here now. Someone needs to take control of this game, slow it down, and get the offences working. Oh, but upon saying that,
that'll do for me. Jason Seaman. Well, Cleve Lewis had hit a 3, which pulled the Derby lead back to just 3 points inside the last minute. But an emphatic dunk from Jason Seaman.
There goes my coaching out the window. What a breakaway by Jason. That'll tear the hearts out of the Worthing players. Dunking in traffic and a foul on the line for a 3-point play.
Dunking over the defender who simply couldn't do anything about it. Made a vain attempt and concedes the foul, which gives Jason a chance to go to the line. No good, but the Bucks keep it alive, and they're going to run the clock down now inside the last minute.
The pass inside from McKinney. He regains possession and is fouled intentionally. Or unsportsmanlike as it is this year. Good call by referee Clayton there. Cunningham doesn't think so as usual. He's having a word with him. Cunningham's obviously got a different view of it, but excellent call. McKinney on the line for 2 and sideline possession.
If he makes this, the game is virtually over. Certain amount of pressure on him, but it looks as though he can cope with it. Makes both. 7 points the difference. So I don't think there's any way Worthing can come back from this. Bucks heading for a memorable victory over the last year's runners-up. The team that knocked them out at Wembley. Merrifield. Oh, Seaman, what a way to finish it, right on the buzzer. Jason Seaman takes the score to the Bucks 92, Worthing 83. Seaman finishing on 26 points. The Bucks get their revenge over Worthing.
Jason, tremendous performance to get your first home victory of the season. How do you think you did it? Teamwork definitely. We went out with a team philosophy, and we stuck to the game plan the whole 4 quarters, and that's what the key was, playing consistent ball.
Yet Worthing were still pretty tough. Did you expect them to play as hard as that?
Definitely. You know, Worthing's a quality team. They got a lot of experience behind them, so even if they're not playing well, with their experience, they can just win games just by knowing how to play, and they play well together. So we kind of took that into consideration. We just kind of kept playing hard, and we stayed with them the whole game. Nobody really blew each other out, but we just kind of stayed in there with our heads this time, and we came out on top, thank God.
That was the key to the whole thing, wasn't it? You really stayed focused for nearly the whole 40 minutes.
Yeah, yes, we did. You know, a lot of times, you know, we kind of have like an off quarter. Well, not tonight. You know, we stayed with it, and you know, hopefully that's something to come.
Now, you had a fantastic game personally, 23 rebounds and more than 20 points. You must be pretty pleased with your own form now.
Yeah, definitely. I worked for every point, man. I just went out there, and you only take control of what you do, and I just went out there, and I really wanted to win this one since, you know, they did knock us out in Wembley last year, and I knew that we could beat them, but it's just a lot of belief in yourself and in the team, and we're kind of getting that philosophy in our camp, and hopefully I think, this is going to be a stepping stone for us.
A wonderful victory then for the Bucks, but a week later Chester Jets came to Moorways and things didn't go as Derby expected. The Bucks' main problem was protecting the ball. They turned it over far too many times. Joe Belker was Derby's joint top scorer, along with Tim Lascelles. They hit 15 points each. The Bucks trailed 23-17 after 10 minutes, and it didn't get any better in the second quarter. By half-time, the visitors were well in control, leading 48-31, although Andy Gardner tried to pull the Bucks back into it. Unfortunately for Derby, Gardner fouled out with 6 minutes left. Chester's American Ed Sneed, who missed the pre-season tournament, was beginning to settle in with the Jets, and he did an excellent job. Steve Merrifield had a good second half for the Bucks, scoring 8 of his 10 points in the fourth quarter. But Binky Johnson, described by Greg Gurr as the best point guard in the league, ran the show and clocked up 18 points on the night. Johnson's compatriot Sneed also hit 18 as Chester recorded their first win of the season. The Bucks going down 86-73, it was easily their worst performance of the season so far, with no one playing particularly well. Matt, a lot of people simply couldn't believe that Derby lost at home to Chester. Quite a shock, wasn't it?
It certainly was, especially off the back of the week before against Worthing. Everybody in the crowd and everybody on the team finally thought that everything was gelling. But of course, teams like Sunderland, Hemel and Chester, you just can't underestimate. Everybody was on a high and had clearly gone into the game thinking that now they've beaten Worthing, that was it. They'd made it into the big time. That's not the case. You've got the teams that won't lie down and die, and you've got to go into those games the same as you do when you're playing Thames Valley, Worthing or anybody else of that calibre.
The following evening, the Bucks in action again, making their first ever appearance at Wembley Court against London Towers, and the Bucks knew they simply had to play better. The Bucks began well against a team stacked with talent, and including the former Derby forward Kenny Scott wearing number 12. Joe Belker continued to improve at both ends of the court, while Andy Gardner was also fired up to play. But 3 3-pointers at the end of the first quarter, 2 of them from the former England international Mark Hubbard, put Towers into the lead. Now how about this for an unusual shot? A 3-pointer from Jason Seaman.
Where's the support for Derby? And where's the support for the London Tower?
But London began to pull away. Altogether they hit 9 from beyond the arc, 4 of them from Joel Moore, as the Bucks managed just 12 points in 15 minutes. Scott was Towers' top scorer with 17 on the night, and the Bucks slipped to another defeat by 71 points to 62. London Towers a very strong side, but not unbeatable, so where do you think the Bucks lost it?
They lost it totally in the second quarter of the game. Giving away a 15-point turnaround to London is, one of the things that you definitely can't do. The shooting on the night was appalling. The statistics show it all. 28% from the field on the night, and only 3 3-pointers. The players have got to put the ball in the hoop. It's as simple as that.
On October the 15th, the Bucks played their first group game in this year's 7-Up Trophy at home to Doncaster. The Panthers had started the season well, and the result would have major repercussions for the Bucks. Another baffling performance by the home side. The turnovers were back up and Doncaster took full advantage. Again, an ex-Derby player did a lot of damage, Greg Modulewski, who had 23 points on the night. The Bucks were down by 6 at the end of the first quarter and were 12 adrift at half-time. But Joe Belker dropped in 2 3-pointers in a 12-point first-half performance. Derby were little better in the third, although Steve Merrifield came on to contribute 17 points. The Panthers' offence was working superbly, and Justin Jones went on to record a game-high 26 points. With Andy Gardner and Jason Seaman both fouling out in the final quarter, the Bucks went ever further behind. It was left to Belker to keep the scoreboard ticking over. He took his personal tally to 20 points. In the end, it was a blowout, the Bucks going down by 101 points to 73. it was little consolation that Doncaster had played their best basketball of the season. That was to be the last game in charge for Greg Gurr, who was relieved of his coaching duties after that game, with Tim Rudge taking over again, and this time he was assisted on the bench by George Waldron and Martin Shaw. A good decision, Matt?
Clearly a good decision. The things just weren't happening under Greg Gurr. The team didn't seem to be playing very well or responding to his different approach to coaching or his man management. I think the three coaches that have come in now have got a good blend of technical ability and man management and will be able to take the Bucks forward to a good position in the league towards the end of this year.
Tim Rudge's first game as the new head coach came 4 days later, on October the 19th, in the Trophy away to Leicester. The performance was better, but not the result. An unusual tactic to begin with, the regular starting five on the bench, and Derby leading out with Ian McKinney, Andy Mayer, Steve Merrifield, Nigel Fisher and Rhys Horton. But after less than 4 minutes, with Leicester leading 12-2, Tim Rudge had had enough. It was all change. The difference was almost immediate. The Bucks were just 18-17 down after the first quarter, but Leicester's full court press enabled them to take a 28-23 lead. Then this happened. The game was held up for 40 minutes. When it did eventually resume, Seaman thought he'd better test the new equipment. The Bucks led 38-36 at the half and made a good start to the third quarter. Andy Gardner dropped in 2 threes. Rhys Horton began picking up the garbage. And Joe Belker gave Derby a 13-point lead at 61-48. But Leicester came storming back, with John Tresvant hitting 16 of his 31 points in the second half. And Dave Harris ended up with 18 points after making only 3 in the first 20 minutes. So the Bucks slipping to an 83-79 defeat, and already they look as though they'll have a huge task if they're to go any further in the trophy. Another defeat for the Bucks, Matt, and they lost it in the last couple of minutes.
Certainly would have been a great fairy tale start for Tim Rudge and the coaching staff, but unfortunately the team have just forgotten how to win. I'm sure when Tim gets everything in place and the coaching staff get to know the players more, the confidence will be picked up, and we'll see the Tim Rudge that took the players to Wembley last year, and we'll also see the enthusiasm and confidence getting back together.
By the way, that incident with Jason Seaman, have you ever known a backboard to split like that?
Certainly not split. I mean, normally the ring comes away altogether. It's funny how 3 years ago at Leicester, Scott Patterson, one of the Leicester players, actually pulled the ring down and broke the backboard altogether. On that occasion they couldn't put a new board up and the game was abandoned, but since then plans have been put in place for every club to have a spare backboard. Something that's happened several times, and I'm sure with people like Jason Seaman slamming week after week we'll see it happen again.
So 4 defeats on the trot for the Bucks. They were hoping to snap their losing streak on the 22nd with a trip to Hemel Hempstead. Derby started well enough and had a 26-18 lead at the end of the first quarter. 8 of those points went to Joe Belker, who'd been on the Royal shopping list in the summer. But the American Hemel did take, Tom Eller, had a sensational game. By half-time, the Royals led 48-47, 24 of those points going to Eller. Derby tightened up on Eller in the second half, but Hemel's other American, Alan Kuchoff, stepped up to burn the Bucks for 22 points. He'd made just 6 in the first 2 quarters. With 2 minutes to go, the Bucks were down by 11 and had to resort to quick shots to try to get back into the game. Any passes that weren't crisply delivered were picked off by that man Kuchoff with devastating results. In the end, the Bucks losing by 7 points. Matt, you've got to say that scoring 95 points ought to be good enough to win any game, but conceding 102, that's pretty bad, isn't it?
It's certainly a bad performance defensively, but to give Hemel a little bit of credit, their Americans, Tom Eller, in the first half did no end of damage to Derby. He was free scoring throughout the first half, and in the second half their other American, Alan Kuchoff, again did quite a lot of damage. But defensively the Bucks need to tighten up. They need to start putting the ball through the hoop a lot more, but tighten up on the defence. I think it was just one of those nights at Hemel where nothing seemed to go right.
On to the final game of the month then, away to Sunderland Scorpions, another team struggling to find form. And the Bucks had a couple of major blows before the game when Jason Seaman and Mike Landell both pulled out injured. Steve Merrifield was in the starting 5 for only the 3rd time this season and quickly made his presence felt. But as a team, Derby were lethargic at the start and went behind by 17 points to 4 before Tim Rudge called his first timeout. Whenever Paul Douglas plays against the Bucks, he has either a quiet game or a stormer. On this occasion, he shot the lights out. Derby trailed by 6 at the end of the first quarter, but were 19 down in the second until Tim Lascelles started firing from long range. And then Joe Belker began to find space inside. By half-time, the Bucks were only 39-33 behind, but the Scorpions had another surge which took their advantage up to 21 points at the end of the third. The form that everyone knows Derby are capable of started to come through again, particularly from Belker. With just under 3 minutes left, the Bucks pulled it back to 78-75, thanks to a three-pointer from Andy Gardner. But 5 late points from Russ Saunders, restricted to just a few minutes playing time because of a back injury, sealed Derby's fate. Jason Seaman's had an up and down season so far, but he was really missed at Sunderland, wasn't he?
He was out with an unfortunate injury, a muscle injury to the back of his leg. He was missed on court. His defensive presence and his power on offence was sadly missed, which enabled Sunderland to match up so much easier man for man. Unfortunately, nobody stepped up into Jason's shoes. You know, there's plenty of players there that could have stepped the game up, but it didn't seem to happen on the night.
So, a bad month for the Bucks, just 1 win, 6 defeats and a change of coach. Join us again for Bucks on Film in November, when things can only get better. In the meantime, we'll leave you with a few more of the highlights from October, including a number of dynamic dunks.